Hello, Gemini. Thank you so much for being here. And a big thank you to all of you who followed me over to the new channel. I love you guys. Thank you so much. All right, Gemini. So before I get started, just to remind everybody, I read from Sun, Moon, and Rising. But feel free to apply this message to wherever Gemini is in your chart. And please make sure that you're only taking in the messages that resonate. All right, Gemini. So this time you pulled That Death Will Come, Completion, and Gilded Regret. This is a reminder that if you stay within negative memories and emotions, it will prevent you from experiencing new growth. You know, new experiences, better experiences, whatever regrets that you may have over something that is coming to a close, you can't lock yourself into that. There is this message coming through that you're meant to live, and you're meant to live more fully. And this is one of those things where accepting the completion is going to help you get out of any feelings of regret that you may have. That death will come. It talks about knowing that you have this lifetime to make the changes and learn the lessons that you need to in order to move closer to the true purpose of your soul. It says, knowing that each lifetime must not be wasted and is precious is a gift that compels us to lead, let me slow down, lead lives of meaning, right? So whatever happened here, it's easy enough to say, let it go, especially if you have regrets. But this is a warning, I think, that, you know, for some of you, you're allowing something to have power over you and prevent you from further growth, right? So working with this card, it says it's time to honestly create meaning in each day and choose to make the very best of the time that you have. Every day is a gift. Make it count. It's time to live more fully and to make a list of what your dreams and plans are. It's time to know that in whatever way you feel trapped, you are killing yourself before life is taken from you. It says, kill the thing that is killing you. And what's killing you here is needing, or this inability, I should say, to close out and accept the completion of a situation. So completion, a life comes to a spectacular close. I don't know why I can't read today. I swear I understand the English language. Words are hard. Okay, so the inspiration says this is a reminder to cherish all the beauty in your life, including endings. Reflect upon your part in history and discover what you value most. It says not to fear completion, but embrace it, right? And it asks the question, are you in the present moment? We spend too much time going back to the past and replaying it over and over again. And all it's doing is continuing to create more of the same, right? So the key ideas here are about honoring your legacy, a natural ending to a grand adventure, a new beginning on the horizon, and a new adventure. But it's also about honoring the lives of, you know, the people that have influenced you, whether that's negative or positive. But gilded regret, that one talks about how, you know, we get stuck in the cage of memories and lingering in the past. The sentence says, I feel like living in the past. Give me 5 more minutes to linger. And then the sentence says, memories are like floating underwater, safe, warm, and murky, yet they hold the scent of death. So this is a reminder that sometimes we find comfort in living in the past, living in the regret. But it's over, right? So it's all going in the direction of reminding you that this situation is done now. But don't allow it to prevent you from living a better life, living something, you know, more fully. But I've always loved that part of, you know, that death will come, reminding you that you're killing yourself, right? Kill the thing that is killing you. All right, Gemini, your overall, ugh. It frustrates me so much because immediately I look at this and think, first of all, this is difficult communication. This is not the messenger you want. That's great and all when you get new inspiration and a new idea, but this is requiring you to find out more. You need more information. In terms of, somebody communicating to you, it's only a part of the story, or it's going to end up being things that you don't exactly want to hear. But the Page of Swords being the overall, right, like whatever is being communicated here is going to be the catalyst for everything that's happening around you. In the past, the Six of Pentacles, so equal give and take, right? Now, this could be you trying to balance out a situation, but this could also be about, you in the past now pulling this forward, looking for, an equal return or some assistance, right? It's not that you're looking for a handout, but hey, this is what I've given in the past. I need a little bit of that back in order for things to be balanced out. So this equal give and take may have to do with what is being communicated here with the Page of Swords. Now, there's also the idea with the Six of Pentacles of the breadcrumbing, right? So I worry that you have tried to balance out a situation, but it ends up being something a little bit more difficult and something maybe being said about it. Now, as far as like getting what you are needing and having that equal return, it may be that, there are some setbacks. The Page of Swords, when this shows up as far as communication, it talks about having setbacks, getting difficult communication, things that are holding up progress, right? And the other thing here is, with this being the overall, be careful about how you are communicating information to others, especially if you don't know the full story. But I don't think that that's what's happening here. Oh, in the present moment, the Queen of Swords. Wow, man. So we're not messing around anymore. And I almost feel like this may be a situation where you may have had to be the one to express some difficult communication because of a situation that is still needing to be balanced out. So now, if you're looking for the assistance that you deserve, it may be that, you're not getting the answers that you expected. And this is where, you're done playing games, right? We're not doing this anymore. Let's just be out in the open and truthful about everything, right? This is, don't play with me or you're going to get cut. But for some of you, this is, I'm having to turn my heart away. Sorry about that. The neighbors are having a party. But having to turn your heart away and no longer continuously giving to a situation where you're not getting the same in return. Oh yeah. Future conditions, the Devil. And right, like this is where I feel like with the cards that you have, right, whatever regrets that there may be regarding this, it's hurting you because it's keeping you within a negative loop. So we're talking about negative patterns, toxic situations with the Devil, being too materialistic, not enough of the spiritual, right? But the thing is there's always that reminder with the Devil that you can remove those chains at any time. But what I don't like here is, if you're having to take a harsh stance against something, it makes me wonder about how this is being communicated. And for you, you're just seeing it as this is negative. But it's the pattern. This is the pattern in this situation, right? Your best path to follow. So you got Cap and you got Taurus. The Hierophant being your best path to follow, right? This is where you need to look at the structure of your beliefs. Now, spiritual understanding, absolutely. But this is conformity. And it's also about doing things in a particular way. But if your beliefs are being challenged or rejected here, it would make sense that, you're seeing this as a negative thing. Somebody is not going along with the structure of what the commitment was, what the understanding was. And I'm also looking at possibly a situation where you're needing to seek higher information, higher education, higher understanding. And that may have to do with, possibly legal situations too with the Page of Swords. But this to me is like, look at the structure of your belief and the conformity within this situation. Because we're talking about the belief that this was going to be an equal transaction. But now you're having to turn your heart away. And the situation is increasingly becoming more negative. And this, I think, is meant to help you break out of that negative pattern. And absolutely, this could be about the spiritual beliefs that you have when it comes to the commitments that you make. But it is the structure of beliefs, right? If things were meant to be done in a traditional way, meaning equal give and take, clearly that's not happening. So how traditional is this situation for you? Or is this like you having to go against your own faith and your own beliefs in order to continue this? And is that where the negativity is coming from? Oh, in your environment, and this is what I'm talking about, the Five of Pentacles, right? So feeling rejected, feeling cast out, right? Moving away from people in situations that, are clearly not giving you what you need. This is, I'm not having my needs met. But this is also, I don't need to be a part of this anymore either. So you come into this with this commitment and this understanding that there's going to be this equal give and take. But that's not what's happening right now. And it's turning you into the Queen of Swords, where your emotions and your emotional needs clearly have not been met, but you're not playing games anymore and you're not allowing that to continue to happen. And I almost wonder if you're not dealing with a person or a situation that just doesn't understand what you're communicating here. Because we're also talking about, with the Page of Swords, somebody that has the ability to manipulate information for their own benefit, which is why it's looked at as the spy. But you understand that this is something that you can't continue to do because you're seeing it as, a repeated negative pattern with the Devil. Your hopes and your fears, the Chariot. Look at the majors, man. So Cancer now showing up. So this is hoping that you can get control over where things are going. But this could also be about you needing to make a big move. But that may be hard to do if you are locked in a situation where you're not getting, what you need or what should have been given to you, if we're talking about equal give and take with the Six of Pentacles, right? But, self-control and victory, having victory over this situation in such a way where you're back in control of where you are headed. So self-control in the situation. But this is a big move, right? And hoping that an opportunity will show up for you where you can move away from this. And then, wow, man, coming out the High Priestess. So this is where, your intuition is guiding you and kind of showing you the manipulation that might be taking place right now. Right? So my question is what is it that is being revealed to you behind the scenes? Now, for others of you, it may be that, right, you're just going to keep things to yourself. I'm no longer communicating to certain people what I choose to do, because clearly, you are feeling like you're in a situation where you're not being accepted anyway. So why should I reveal to you anything? And that may be why you're dealing with the Page of Swords too, is the overall. But what's being communicated here is nothing positive. But you know the truth. And I have to wonder if this isn't about you finally going, you know what? All right, let's talk about all of it, because I know everything. I know exactly what's going on. I know the truth of the situation is what it feels like. So it may be you revealing some hidden information, but that's only because of what is going on here with the Page of Swords and this manipulation of information. Oh yeah. Death, the King of Wands, okay. And then the Ten of Pentacles in a much better situation. So you're talking about the ending of something, and it's leading you to possibly a new connection, a new person coming through, where, we're talking about, first of all, the King of Wands, super attractive, right? But now, as far as you, this would be you moving into a place where there's more wisdom when it comes to following your passion, right? Original ideas kind of come up with the King of Wands too. But the other thing that I want to say about this is, if this has to do with people around you, remember, the King of Wands has the ability to get others to follow. So I feel like with what's going on here, you have some powerful support. For others of you, this is going to be about the transformation that, is now being projected outward as the King of Wands. But regardless, though, a past situation is over. You've got this King of Wands, and it leads into your legacy, right? Your long-term security and stability with the Ten of Pentacles. But it's because of a lack of balance within a situation where it has to do with equal give and take that leads to the ending of this. But again, death, right? In Scorpio, that death will come. It's all over the place. Transformational energy where you're no longer repeating these patterns, though you know that you may be getting locked into this. And I have to wonder if maybe, this right here is what is, behind the scenes information that people aren't aware of, and you're just, watching how people are reacting and not necessarily getting involved with the cackling hen syndrome. This, did you hear about what Gemini, right? Like, mind your business, go somewhere else. Because the communication and information is related to this sense of loss, rejection, not having your needs met, right? The commitments that you are making, you don't have to stay within it. It's almost like if you're in a bad relationship or a bad situation, it may be now time for you to hand out the divorce papers. You see what I'm saying? And obviously that's only going to be for some of you. But there may have been something else in the background. And this is where I'm like, because if you don't allow this situation to be over with, you can handle the details of it, but it doesn't have to inundate you. And if you allow for that to be over and for transformation to take place within you, that may be where there is much better support coming through. That's going to be a part of your life for a very long time. Wow. But the Page of Swords, man, this one frustrates me more than the Devil, by far. If you're going to tell me something, I don't want to hear about, well, I heard from this person or I heard from that person. Just stop. Stop right there. Right? prosperity, which is much better than where you're at now. Now, in terms of a work situation, right, it may be that it's time to break the negative pattern within a working environment where there may be like a lot of gossip and things going on and blah, 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 and who's doing this and that. But regardless, you know, especially with the Ten of Pentacles and prosperity showing up, that's great, because what happens later on is leading you to that. Because you cannot stay trapped anymore with death in these situations where you're not getting your needs met. I'm telling you. Yep. And that may be where what is going on behind the scenes starts to come out in the open. But for you, with the Queen of Swords being in the present, I don't think that you really care about what anybody is saying, because it's not their business. But prosperity happens when you are able to break free from this, and that may start by speaking your truth. Gemini, your readings are always so interesting to me. Joy and delight. Open your heart to joy. That is what you should be feeling. Not rejection and toxicity and being confined or restricted. And then voyage of the heart. Love flows through you and to you. A lot of people have gotten this time. And I like that this is the one that's popping up. So when you break free from this, and you're able to open up your heart, it will lead you to the joy that you should be experiencing. I hope that this helped, Gemini. I really enjoyed this reading. There's so much depth to this, and it's so interesting to me. But I hope that it reaches the person that it's meant to. I love you guys. Thank you for being here, and I hope to see you again soon.